Hi everyone, Ms. Bertuman here to welcome you back. Today we will be solving multi-step area and perimeter word problems. Please read the problem with me. The rectangular projection screen in the school auditorium is 5 times as long and 5 times as wide as the rectangular screen in the library. The screen in the library is 4 feet long with a perimeter of 14 feet. What is the perimeter of the screen in the auditorium? Pause for a moment here. Let's think, what information do we know from the word problem? We know that there are 2 screens. There's one in the library and one in the auditorium. We also know that the screen in the auditorium is much larger. It's 5 times as long and 5 times as wide. We also know the length of the screen in the library is 4 feet long, and we know the perimeter of the library screen is a total of 14 feet. Using all of this information, let's begin to draw what we know. We'll first start with the library screen, which is smaller. We know its length is 4 feet. We don't yet know its width, but we do know the perimeter is 14 feet. How can we use all of this information to determine its width? We can start by subtracting the 2 known side lengths. 14 minus 4 equals, this equals 6. What we can now do is we can divide this number by 2. Why would we divide 6 by 2? Let's think about the formula for perimeter. We add length of one side, the width of the other side, the length of the other side, the width of the other side, and that gets us the total of all 4 sides of a rectangle, and that is equivalent to the perimeter. Another way that we can do it is if we add the length and the width and we multiply that whole number by 2. Well, since we've already subtracted the length, 14 feet, 2 times, we're left with 6, which is twice the width of the rectangle. Therefore, when we divide by 2, that equals 3 feet, which equals the width of the school library screen. Let's return back to our picture. What other information can we draw? We can now draw the auditorium screen. The rectangle is larger. How much larger is the auditorium screen than the library screen? It's 5 times as long and 5 times as wide as the one in the library. How can we indicate this in our drawing? We can take the dimensions of the library screen and multiply both the length and the width by 5. Go ahead and do this now. What is the length of the auditorium screen? 20 feet. And what is its width? 15 feet. Now that we have all this information, we can use it to determine the perimeter of the screen in the auditorium. Go ahead and pause the video here to determine the perimeter. Be sure to include a statement, and I'll be here when you get back so we can compare our answers. Welcome back. Go ahead and take a moment now to compare your work with mine. Here on my work, you can see that I first added the length and the width, and then I multiplied times 2. So the perimeter of the auditorium screen is 70 feet. The width of David's rectangular tent is 5 feet. The length is twice the width. David's rectangular air mattress measures 3 feet by 6 feet. If David puts the air mattress in the tent, how many square feet of floor space will be available for the rest of his things? Let's think for a moment. What information do we know? We know that David's rectangular tent is 5 feet. We know that the length is twice its width. We also know that David has an air mattress and its dimensions are 3 feet by 6 feet. And we know that he puts this air mattress inside of his tent. Using all of this information, I'd like us to go ahead and pause the video here to draw a model that represents all of this information. We'll compare our models when you get back. Take a moment now to compare your model with mine. Here you can see in my drawing, I labeled the length of David's tent as 10 feet. How did I figure that out? We know its length is twice its width, so I multiplied 2 times 5 feet, and that equals 10 feet. What are we trying to find out? We are trying to find out how many square feet of floor space will still be available for the rest of his things. So if the air mattress is here, we need to determine the rest of the space in the tent. That means we need to determine the remaining of the area. Let's do this now. I'd like you to go ahead and pause the video again to determine the area of the tent as well as the area of the air mattress. I'll be here when you get back so we can compare our work. Go ahead and take a moment to compare your work with mine. What is the area of the tent? 50 square feet. And what is the area of the air mattress? 18 square feet. Now we need to figure out the area of the remaining space inside of the tent. So how do we do this? In order to determine the remaining area, we need to subtract 18 square feet from 50 square feet. So let's go ahead and do this now. How much space will be left in the tent? There will be 32 square feet of space left in the tent. Excellent work. Let's start the next problem. Jackson's rectangular bedroom has an area of 90 square feet. The area of his bedroom is 9 times that of his rectangular closet. If the closet is 2 feet wide, what is its length? Again, let's start thinking about the information that we know. What information do we know from this word problem? We know that his bedroom is the shape of a rectangle, and its area equals 90 square feet. We also know that the area of his bedroom is 9 times of his closet. Lastly, we also know that the closet is 2 feet wide. This is what I'd like you to do. Using all this information, I want you to draw out what you know. Then I'd like you to use this information to come up with a strategy to solve this multi-step word problem. Once you're ready, go ahead and solve. We'll compare all of our work after. Welcome back. Go ahead and take a moment now to compare your work with mine. Let's take a moment to walk through this problem. We know that the area of Jackson's bedroom is 90 square feet. We also know that that's 9 times the area of the closet. So what I did here was I divided by 9, and that equals 10 square feet, and that is the area of the closet. Well, we know the formula to determine area is length times width for this rectangle shape. So a number times 2 feet, which is the width, equals 10 square feet. Well, that would be 5. So the length of the closet is 5 feet. For your work today, there is only one remaining problem here on your problem set. Go ahead and work through it now. Today we solved multi-step area and perimeter word problems. Excellent work! Be sure to check in with your teacher, especially regarding problem 4. Thank you all so much for joining me, and I'll see you back here again for another Eureka Math lesson. Bye for now.